Hi, and welcome to Meet the Artist. My name is Jess Berner. I am the Education and Communications Coordinator here at Young Audiences, and I am here with Rashaad Holley, who is one of our teaching artists. Meet the Artist series is really a way to dedicate our digital platforms to amplifying the voices of our teaching artists. And for our first artist, we have Rashaad. So welcome. Thank you for being here. And really just want to get started and telling me a little bit about yourself, your background, your history here in Buffalo and how you got into fashion.
Well, hello, Jess. It's nice to talk with you again, and thank you for having me here today to shed some light on what I've got going on and a little bit into my history as an artist. I think I'm a little bit of a fresh artist. I actually just got involved in the fashion field and kind of found fashion a little bit over 5 years ago. I, um, I was studying at UB and I got injured. I injured my leg, and I was working with a brand from here in Buffalo, and one of my cousins was in charge of an after school program at Harvey Austin on Buffalo's East Side. And she invited me to work with the children in some way. She just said, hey, I've got this program. I know you can do this. I would love if you do this. So I decided to go and get involved with the after school program there. And I worked with about 7 or 8 young ladies. And I don't know, we did a lot of different activities, but it kind of just opened my eyes to the possibilities. So um, from there, I started sewing. I bought a sewing machine from Sears for $60. And I started sewing. I started challenging myself. And then the following year, I graduated from UB and decided that it was something that I actually really wanted to do. So I enrolled in the fashion and textile technology school at Buffalo State College, and from there, the lights just got brighter and brighter for me. I've traveled around the world and studied in like 4 different countries. I've done more than like 20 fashion shows, submitting pieces that I've made, and now I'm founding a design studio that I'm naming after my late adoptive grandmother, and hopefully going to be creating and inspiring a new generation of fashion creatives from Western New York and whoever decides to visit from wherever they decide to visit from.
Right. Just curious, I mean, when you did that program, did that sort of inspire you for wanting to do artworks and staying with kids and kind of helping students get into art and finding that passion?
Absolutely, absolutely. From there, I've gone on to do programs with Summer Youth. I've done programs with Push Buffalo, and other organizations and other schools in the area. But just having had so much help from people in my community and friends and family, you always just want to pay it back in some way. So it with being involved in the field that I'm in now. I just feel like it's always my duty to give back, to keep giving back, and to keep servicing, especially young people who look like me, especially young people who may not see the opportunities or the possibilities even within a field like fashion or art in general. Um, so I think that was definitely what uh, got me more committed to servicing the youth, and what has led me to Young Audiences of Western New York and the Artworks program, and got me dedicated to being a part of it, and just doing my best and paying it forward.
Yeah. Are there any programs that you're currently offering that you want to discuss, or any moments of programming when you've kind of noticed that shift in a student where, they figure it out that this is something they really like to do or that they're really good at?
I feel like, and this is just me being completely transparent. I think when you work with young people, um, it's something that they all have. you know, like they young minds are just, they're tremendous. Like the possibilities are just wild, right? And it's really just guiding them and building with them, you know. I don't think I've ever met a young person who was incapable of tapping into it. You know, I think that would be the most surprising thing to me, is to find one that just doesn't have it. Because I don't know if it's and that goes more to the point of, you know, why it's so important to service and to help these kids, because there's not a lot of discovered fashion talent from Buffalo or from Western New York, you know, but look at what they can do, you
Mhm.
know. So to me, I feel like I've yet to find one that the lights didn't come on for, right? Or they weren't, I wasn't able to take them to the water, you know. So I don't know. I don't know. To me, I just think they all have it, which makes it easier for me, and which makes it such a joy for me to be able to play a part in it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really true. And I feel like everyone, you don't know it's there until someone tells you it's there. I think most of the time, usually you're not going to see it in yourself. So we need those artists. We need people who are going to, you know, give back to the youth and still be creating on their own, but also be helping the next generation of artists and creators. If you want to talk anything about, you don't have to say a name of a student in particular, but anything that you saw throughout that process that kind of kept you going or inspired you more to think, oh, they sparked on this, maybe they'll spark on this next.
I think that within the program and within a lot of the programs that I did, I look at them more as like a collaborative, effort. There was a young lady named a young woman that was in our program named Rivi, and when she went into her review of everything, during our final presentation, she spoke to that. She said something along the lines of, um, that I reminded them that we were building together, right? And I think that was the biggest, and that was the best feedback for me, because I think that that's so important, you know, with creating, right? I'm even though I've put in the years and a tremendous amount of work, I think that there's always room to get better, and there's always room to grow as a creative. You know, some things are skill, and then some things are you know, simply just, you know, up here, you know. So there's always room to grow. And there was just so many moments within that workshop where I was just proud. I was just so proud to just see the work, and I enjoy it, right? I'm At the end of the day, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this, and a fan of expression. I'm a fan of creativity, and a fan of every piece of the art form that comes along in the fashion industry. So I remember this kid, man. I knew he had it in him. I knew he had it in him, but we did a project where they had to pick a historical figure, and this kid he picks Will Smith, right? And he does this photo shoot with this bright background and his pink polo and his satin jacket, and I'm just like, man, I knew you could do it. I knew you could do it. I was coming home from the studio, and I saw the picture, and I messaged him, and I was crying. I literally was crying, because I saw him playing around with some things all throughout all of the other projects, and then he just finally unleashed, and it was just it was a moment. It was a moment for me, and I was just so proud of him. And I texted him. I messaged him through Google Classroom, and I told him, man, this is the one. I'm so proud of you. I knew you had it. And he said, yeah, I loved it too. And that was the moment right there. That was the moment.
Yep, I know. I remember seeing that too. And I mean, I've worked with him before too, and it's the same thing. It's like I get to watch the process just over and over and over again with the kids, but every time they do it, I mean, every time they come through, and you're
They
always
come
just like,
through.
wow. this is
Just gotta,
great.
just gotta.
Exactly.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up those moments because same thing for me. I mean, definitely. Um, yeah, I mean, where can people find you? What social medias you want to shout out? People can follow you and interact and get to see what you're doing and who you're helping, really.
All of my social medias are my name, Rashaad Holley, on Instagram and obviously Facebook. I have brand pages. I have too many brands at this point. I'm actually about to start managing all three of my brands. My cut and sew brand is Vincent Rashad, which is French for 25. I have a project that goes by the name of Abstract Illism Lifestyle Boutique, where we release printable pieces. So you guys can follow that too. What else? And the Ruth Design Studio on Instagram. There's an Instagram page. I'm just getting off the ground. It's the Ruth .design. You can follow that. And then we've got Facebook pages everywhere else too. So tap in, check us out, follow the movement.
Awesome. Um, is there anything that you want to discuss about opening your gallery? Anything that you're excited about or what you need from the community to help you through that process?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Right now I'm in the process of founding a design studio. It's going to be named the Ruth L. Holley Design Studio. Me personally, I come from a more modest background. You know, I was adopted as a kid. I would say more on the less fortunate side. So my path hasn't been one of those that's been uh, blessed with the plethora of the needs that you need to be an artist and function as an artist. So, but at the same time, you know, I studied business, and I had other gifts, you know. So for my path has been rounded out and been able to be journeyed because of the people who have contributed to me and poured into me, whether it be through crowdfunding, whether it be through scholarship, whether it be through grants, whether it be through the work that I do that has given me more of the tools and more of the fund that it takes to build something like this. So right now, I actually have a campaign going. We're going to be able to provide the link for everyone who actually may look and wish to contribute to us building this studio that will service the next generation and all of the people who are in the community now that are looking to express themselves through fashion.
Well, thanks so much for joining us and being our first Meet the Artist. I definitely look forward to continuing to work with you and seeing where all of your programs go.
Thank you so much. Shout out to young audiences of Western New York, man. We need you guys. The kids need you.